There was nothing nice about any of this.
Wow. So, okay, you said you were in Vietnam twice that you remembered. What was the second time?
The second time, all I remember is being shot down. We were taking off in a Black Hawk. No, I'm sorry, not a Black Hawk. That was that's another incident in a Huey, and we got about 10 feet off the ground and took some anti-aircraft fire, and we went down. And this Navy SEAL captain, who we've talked about, is the one that pulled me out of the chopper.
Oh. So this is the guy, the witness that you say is also witness to the Vietnam incident that you told us with the kids.
Correct.
And he was in charge of where was he at the time?
The easiest way to tell you about this guy, his whole family was CIA. Okay. He was one of the most decorated and had one of the best kill records in Vietnam. His abilities as a sniper were unparalleled. And then at the same time, he was also a sailboat captain, because he pulled, I think, 5 or 7 tours in Vietnam.
So, but he wasn't messed with the way you were, I'm assuming.
He does have some memory gaps, yes, but not to the extent that I have or some of the other.
And how did you guys hook up?
When I started getting my memories back, I started looking for him.
Because you knew who he was? I mean, you now you remembered from the age of 12 who he was?
Yeah. I remembered his face, and I knew, being what he was, he's going to only be in certain circles. So I started frequenting those circles. And I finally found him, and we sat down at dinner at a casino and started trading stories, and that's history.
Wow. That's great.
Is he willing to come forward on record?
He is, yes.
Would you introduce us?
Yes.
Thank you.
Absolutely.
Okay, so can you tell us a little bit more? I mean, I'm going to imagine you were a remote viewer. Am I right?
Not one of the best, but yeah.
Okay. So you were physically trained. You were mentally very astute. What was your title? Were you, in other words, you said some were psychic spies, some were warriors?
Correct. My problem, and I've been told this by some very strong sides, is my problem is that I fight the psychic abilities. I don't just let them flow. I fight them for whatever reason. I block them myself. I went, as I graduated through Project Talent, I said it was a school, moving on.
At what age was this, would you say?
This would have been mid to late teens.
Okay.
I was turned into a soldier with psi abilities. Like I said, I wasn't one of those that was put into the pitch black room and could tell you what a politician 4,000 miles away was having for breakfast. Okay, I wasn't one of those.
Okay.
I know some people who were.
Sure.
But I wasn't.
Now, did you know Joseph McMoneagle in that?
That name does ring a bell.
Uh-huh.
I've been asked that before. I just can't say for sure.
Okay. So where were you based, do you think? I mean, you weren't based in Kentucky.
No. I have memories of being in several different training facilities. I do know I spent 3 years on St. Thomas, on the island of St. Thomas in the Virgin Islands. And that was verified to me about 3 years ago.
Okay.
I'm going around seeing people, and they're looking at me and saying, I haven't seen you since you were a kid.
I guess what I'm trying to get at is, once you were trained, you were sort of ready to go. So where did they use you? Do you have any idea? Were you in war?
After Nam, I do have some vivid memories of a couple of assassinations that were carried out. I have memories of being on military bases. And I had it verified that I was at Norfolk Station, Norfolk, Virginia, by a radar man who was stationed there when I was. with a team, and he contacted me because he saw my picture. And so he told me, what happened during this time is that he told me things as fact that happened that I thought were just dreams/memories. And he's telling me this without me telling him anything.
Were you an assassin?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I was.
And I don't know, how did you assassinate people, and what kind of people would you be assassinating? Do you have any idea? I mean, were they people in wartime? Were they Americans?
Some, yeah. One that I remember, and I think I remember it so vividly, is because it was the last one. The last time I ever did anything for the government was in D.C. And I put 3 rounds through the heart of a very high intelligence official.
Now, do you have conscious memory of this? Or?
Of this one, I do, yes.
Okay.
I never knew the name. I was given a photo, a target, habits, do the job. That's it.
And do you remember any operations taking place in other countries?
France.
In France?
Mm-hmm.
That's interesting.
What the vivid memory is that I have, and I also was shown a photograph of me sitting at a little cafe from the Eiffel Tower. Okay? I have no knowledge at that time of being in France. But the guy showed me the pictures of 8x10 black and white, and there I am, drinking something out of a cup of steam, and there's the Eiffel Tower in the background.
Wow.
And I remember doing a job, but I don't remember what it was about. A decoy was sent in, and what the lady was to do was to get the guy to come out of the bar, hopefully not exactly in his right mind, inebriated if possible. And my job was to snatch, grab, get the information, and then terminate. And I remember doing the snatch and the grab, and then the memory fades from there.
Uh-huh. So you must see movies, right?
No, I don't.
Oh, you don't go to movies?
Can't.
Okay, because I was wondering if maybe, there's a lot of violence in movies, a lot of scenes of that kind of thing, and I was wondering if those might trigger some of your memories.
They do. Violence per se does nothing. I love wrestling. Okay? As a matter of fact, I used to incorporate professional wrestling techniques into my teaching when I was an instructor. It's not the violence per se. The last movie I tried to watch of that nature was The Bourne Identity. I couldn't get halfway through it. I do a total change.
Okay, you see, your personality doesn't change?
My personality changes. God help whoever I'm watching a movie with. And I'll just get up and walk away. Sci-fi movies don't bother me. But anything concerning government black operations, CIA, NSA, covert killings, I can't do it.
Do you have any remembrance of other planets? I know this sounds a little out there, but I have heard of
actually
some
not.
soldiers.
Actually not.
Uh-huh.
There is one thing that a couple of us share, and that is a deep fear and dread of the planet Mars. Bring up the planet Mars to us, and it's just like watching one of those movies.
I was just about to do that. So, yeah, Mars specifically.
There is something about Mars that changes our entire attitude at that time. I know one person who point blank says they better leave Mars alone. Leave it alone.
Meaning leave it alone, don't talk about it, or meaning don't go there?
Don't go. That they're waking something up.
On Mars.
Mm-hmm.
Now you're still a psychic when
Sure.
you say. Okay. So you must have some thoughts or associations